look at this thing. Just look at it. Not only is it better than both Point Strike and Vital Sense combined, it also removes all the weapon recoil on the Grakata. Now, just in case you don't know, the Grakata is actually fairly strong, and the recoil is used to balance it out. Yes, you can do a lot of damage, but keeping it on target, especially if you want to consistently hit their head, is damn near impossible. So having a Riven that not only provides the benefits of both Point Strike and Vital Sense in one, but also removes all the recoil from Grakata is actually insane. Now, I didn't roll this Riven myself, nor did I buy it. It was given to me on stream by Agent1220, who's taken a step back from Warframe and thought he would give it to me so I can have a bit of fun with it. So the build we're gonna use here is pretty much what you would expect. We run the Riven, of course, we run Viral, then we run Hunter Munitions for slash procs and Brainstorm, which gives us infinite ammo. Now, you might think that utilizing the Exile slot to reduce the spread on the weapon would be a good idea. It's not, and let me show you why. You see, when you're hitting the enemy in the head with almost 35 rounds per second, not only do they flail around a lot, but there are so many numbers on the screen you can't actually see their head, so leaving the spread in allows you to hit headshots more reliably. And that's something we really need to do to get infinite ammo from Brainstorm. Now, it feels very strange to use this, especially if you've used the Grakata before, because it's just strange to not have any recoil on any weapon, but especially the Grakata. And my god, it is ridiculously, and I do mean ridiculously strong in more than one way, because yes, it procs an insane amount of slash procs which will bleed the enemy out very quickly, and it instantly stacks 10 viral procs, but it also procs a ludicrous amount of impact procs, which means that you can stunlock anything that's not immune to stagger. It's just, well, little bit silly, let's just say. Like, one of the things that I tried out with this was to see how many slash procs I can get on an enemy just through Hunter Munition. So I got a bunch of fire rate, I got some status duration, and I had to equip an Extinguished Dragon Key, which reduces your damage by 75%, because without it, nothing that I would spawn in the Simulacrum, regardless of its level, would survive long enough. And the highest number I was able to make out, because again, there's a lot of numbers on the screen, was 291. I don't know how well you can see it on YouTube after all the compression and all, but it was 291. I think that may very well be the most slash procs I've ever procced on an enemy. Now, I know this whole thing seems memey, but this is not a meme setup. This is a full-on, really powerful weapon build that just happens to be a bit funny, as demonstrated right here. Because you see, after I did all the recording in the Simulacrum, I wanted to get some gameplay footage, so I went to Zariman and I did the Grenier Exterminate mission. And then, when I went to check the clip to make sure everything is fine, I've noticed that I forgot to take off the bloody Dragon Key. So I did the entire mission on Zariman, with my damage being reduced by 75% thanks to the Dragon Key, and I didn't notice. It felt absolutely fine. Now, one thing you might say here is that, well, it feels fine against the Grenier, but what about the Corpus? The Riven does reduce your damage against the Corpus by quite a lot. And that's true, but, no. No, it really doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter. Another thing that I wanted to do in this video, and ultimately decided against it, was to try this Riven and this weapon build with some other frames, like try it with Gauss for more fire rate or Harrow for more crit, but I didn't do it because I didn't want to undermine just how ridiculous this Riven is. And I also wanted to highlight just how good the Grakata, or in this case the Prisma Grakata, actually is. Both of them are very solid rifles. They're just not used an awful lot because they're difficult to use thanks to the recoil. But that also gives them high Riven disposition, which allows them to run Rivens like this. Now, even though this Riven is ridiculously good and it does add a ton of damage to the Grakata, you can actually get fairly close to this yourself. You just won't be able to run extra fire rate via Prime Tread. Because when you really look at it, it is literally just Point Strike and Vital Sense that also reduces recoil, which you can do via the Exile slot. You just need to slap a stabilizer mod in there. Now, granted, this does only reduce the recoil by 60%, so there's still gonna be some recoil in there, but it's not gonna be anywhere near as bad as if you don't use it at all. Is it going to be as good as what you saw in this video? Absolutely not, but it's gonna be close enough. But I would still give it a try, because if you really end up liking it, you can just get a cheap Grakata Riven and start rolling it for some recoil reduction. And that is pretty much it, so I thank you very much for watching as always, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.